Leslie Basie and Zach Withdrawal appearing for the state of Wisconsin. Good afternoon.
Mr. Brooks appears in person with his attorneys Anna Keys and Jeremy Perry. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We are here today for the final hearing prior to the commencement of the trial on October 3rd. In preparation for today, I know the parties have filed motions in limine. There's been the supplemental voir dire questions that have also been submitted, along with some other requests and some letters filed by the state. There was also, I think, some amended witness lists, or perhaps just a list that was filed. I have a number of items that I want to review with the parties, really in no particular order. But prior to doing that, I'll just confirm with the state and ask, has the state complied with victim rights?
Yes, we have. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, there are a couple of things that would be useful to put on the record right at the start if we could.
Go ahead.
First, Mr. Brooks, it's my understanding that he has a tooth abscess, is feeling pretty unwell today. And ultimately our request today, because he is interested in participating, but was laying down, our request is that that this jury status be rescheduled because of how he's feeling today. The second thing that we really should address before, I think, before that's taken up, while Mr. Brooks is here and participating, is it is his intention to withdraw his NGI plea.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that information. Let me address the second part of what you advised the court. Mr. Brooks, I'd like to discuss with you your decision to withdraw the special plea of not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. Is that your desire, sir?
Yeah.
And have you had the opportunity to thoroughly discuss your decision to withdraw your special plea with your attorneys? Have they discussed the advantages and disadvantages of withdrawing that plea with you?
I have my own reasons why.
All right, and has anyone made any threats or forced you in any way to withdraw your special plea of not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect?
No,
Anyone make any promises to you in exchange for you withdrawing your special plea of not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect?
no,
Do you believe you are making that decision today after consultation with your attorneys freely, voluntarily, and intelligently? Attorney Perry, have you and Attorney Keys had an opportunity to discuss this decision with Mr. Brooks?
We have.
Do you believe he is making the decision today freely, voluntarily, and intelligently?
Yes.
Have you discussed with him the advantages and disadvantages of the withdrawal of the special plea?
We have.
Any additional record you wish to make on this topic?
No.
Right, the court will accept the withdrawal of the special plea of not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. I'll find that Mr. Brooks is doing so freely, voluntarily, and intelligently with a full understanding as to the advantages and disadvantages of doing so. And the trial that is scheduled to begin on October 3rd will therefore not include a phase 2 based upon the decision he has made to withdraw his special plea. I should follow up, Mr. Brooks, just given the earlier information. I know it's been said that you are not feeling well due to an issue with a tooth abscess. So do you believe that either the pain or whatever you're experiencing as a result of that is in any way influencing your decision today? I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
no.
Thank you. Now, because of that, though, it's my understanding, Attorney Perry, you are asking that this hearing be rescheduled.
I am, Your Honor. Mr. Brooks, as the court is aware, we had an opportunity to go and talk with him right before this hearing. He does have a desire to participate. We talked about the need for him to personally put his withdrawal, the NGI plea, on the record, and how that will affect discussion about jury instructions and going forward. Because of his desire to participate, it's why I'm asking that this hearing be rescheduled in short order, because of how he's related to us about how he's feeling this afternoon today, his throat and his tooth and just his overall health today. So yeah, that's the request. If that request is denied, it's my understanding that Mr. Brooks would very much, his desire would be to be allowed to go back to his cell so he can lay down.
To your knowledge, is the tooth abscess being addressed appropriately by the jail?
I was informed that it's been diagnosed as a tooth abscess, so I that's the extent of my knowledge about that. I don't know what's been scheduled, but if it was diagnosed as a tooth abscess, that would indicate to me that it's the jail that has done that.
Do you have any concerns other than him not feeling well related to that about his ability to assist in his own defense generally?
No, we're not raising any competency concerns, if that's what the court is asking.
And as I understand what you're asking the court, it's really to accommodate him not feeling well so that he can more fully participate in the jury status hearing and all of the issues that need to be addressed.
That's right.
Right. State have any position on that request?
Well, I think there's a lack of information here, such as when did this situation develop? Has he seen a dentist or other individuals who perhaps can provide some treatment? Was he offered remedy like aspirin or other relief, ice pack, whatever it may take? I just want to ensure this is not a delay tactic, to be very blunt with the court. If it's a true and legitimate issue that the jail was made aware of and they're addressing, and they've tried some remedies without success, then it probably is appropriate to reschedule this. I speak for the prosecution team. I have not obviously had a chance to confer with our victims on rescheduling this hearing, Your Honor.
The court, as it sits as the presiding judge over a criminal case, does not generally address any medical issues, including dental issues, that an inmate may have. In fact, case law is very clear that if an inmate has an issue with those things, the appropriate remedies, so to speak, would be writ of habeas corpus, and not for this particular court to address those. And that generally relates to some of the appropriate parties who would need to address that are not here. They're not on notice of this. That would need to be the sheriff's department themselves. They're represented by corporation counsel. There are privacy issues as it relates to his health care that I don't think would be appropriately addressed by this court today, or should be addressed. I understand what the state is saying. I'm going to respectfully decline to go into all of those issues, since I'm only being asked at this point to adjourn the jury status and not, of course, a trial. I think I'd have much more latitude if we were talking about the adjournment of a trial. Now, there's another issue that needs to be addressed, and that's my availability. I am currently scheduled to be in back-to-back-to-back trials. I've had the jury statuses for my trials next week and the week after. I have some very firm trials the next 3 weeks on top of the trial that I did this week. So I have some limited time. That being said, this of course would be a priority for me, and I'm willing to adjust even my trial calendar if need be to reschedule this jury status. If you would like some time to confer with the victims, I certainly will give you that, and we can go off the record for a moment. I'm not going to stop the live stream, but I will turn the audio off so that you can do that, and I'll give you that opportunity right now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, the audio is back on. Attorney Opper, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. I did confer with the victims who are present in the courtroom. They do understand the situation and with the understanding that we will reschedule the status only, and this will not result in a delay of the trial. They're in agreement with selecting a new date.
Attorney Perry, what can you tell me without divulging any, healthcare related privacy things as to scheduling of an adjourned jury status and whether that could be accomplished next week?
That's what I was just trying to find out, Your Honor. I don't know. I think that early next week, we could probably make more headway with learning the details. I would suggest that, if it's next week, that it be at the end of next week or early the following. And I'll be in touch with the jail early next week and learn whatever I can learn.
As I look at my calendar, given, all the motions in limine and some of the other things that have been raised, how long do you think the jury status that we will reschedule needs to take place? I had the whole afternoon set aside. I'm not sure that we need, 3 hours, but what does the state feel about that?
We estimate 2 hours, Your Honor.
Attorney Perry, any reason to disagree with that?
No.
I'm going to check my personal calendar. What I might be looking at is to cancel some things on a Monday afternoon. That would be the 19th, but I need to check, since that's my administrative time, I want to check if I have anything that I would need to further reschedule, so bear with me. I would be able to do that afternoon, but not any earlier than 2 p.m. If that's available for the attorneys. If not, I have another suggestion. It's a Monday.
Yeah, I know, but it's a FP. 2:30, so maybe scheduling a trial that day. Maybe we can do that off the record or move that. It's agreeable to the state and the victims, Your Honor.
All right, then we will reschedule this jury status until Monday, September 19th at 2 p.m. If I can assist in any way with any rescheduling the attorneys need, just please let me know. Thank you, everyone. We are adjourned.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.